What's good, y'all? So I was kind of laying down in my bed after work, stupid tired from being out in the field all day. This desert heat don't play no games, 115 degrees, all that type of stuff all day, every day. Hey, it wears down on you, but I'm built for this. But nevertheless, I got back to the hotel and I laid down for a little bit and I almost started falling asleep. But there's a little piece of me that said, yo, I really want to record a video today. So as I'm fighting the laziness, fighting the tiredness, I really asked myself, do I really feel like recording anything? But then I look and I see a rainbow. And while we're here, I'll just show you my views real quick. It's a nice little view from this little spot that I got right now. Living a life and keep on progressing throughout life and things will just naturally begin the world. Very simple. So anyway, it's like, as y'all can hear, I'm in a really chipper mood. My life has been amazing right now. And one of the ways I could tell that my life is amazing, besides just like experiencing greatness every day, is my dreams, as you can tell by the title of this video. When I was going through it, when I was in the depths of my depression, when I was fighting my negative associations with alcoholism, with the negative self-talk, berating myself in the mirror, never giving myself praise, always downing myself, becoming my own worst enemy. One of the biggest things I noticed, whether I'm depressed, sad, anxious, stressed, tired, whatever, is how my basketball game was in the dream world, right? It's kind of like, y'all ever had those dreams where you're running from somebody but you're moving in slow motion, or you're fighting someone and all your punches are in slow motion? It's kind of like that. What I've been able to notice is that my dreams directly correspond to how I really feel in my waking, walking life in this reality, this quote, reality. It's like, one of the things that I notice is when I'm really stressed or when I'm really tired, my game is trash even in the dream world. I'm missing shots. I'm dribbling the ball off of my feet. I'm blowing wide open layups. The same thing could be said when I was feeling all depressed and sad and mopey in my waking reality. Back in the day when I still balled, I don't ball no more because I got injured. When I tore my ACL, MCL, meniscus, and your leg is a boomerang on the floor. You say, yo, my leg ain't supposed to look like that. You know what I'm saying? It makes you prioritize things. And I was just like, what? Let me hang up my jersey in the rafters. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with this. And even when I pick up a ball now, I don't feel it no more. It doesn't feel the same to me. So I just knew it was time to let it go. But nevertheless, I still ball in the spiritual realms, apparently. When I'm stressed and anxious and all that type of stuff, when I'm facing a whole bunch of negative emotions, my game is trash. But when my life is amazing like it is right now, it's like I can truly say that I could do whatever it is that I want on that court. I could dribble with my left pinky. I could shoot full court shots. I could do whatever I gotta do. I can make the nastiest no-look passes. I could just throw the ball in the air and it goes in the hoop. All that type of stuff. Now, it's still it's like a little bit dreamwork. It's like the original Space Jam. A little cartoony, a little bit crazy. It's like, okay, these shots are impossible in real life. But, when I'm in a good mood, everything works out for me in the spiritual realm just like it should in the physical realm. And that's just what I really wanted to get y'all to pay attention to. What are your dreams and what are your passions? What are the things that you love doing? If you like playing soccer, if you're a stand-up comedian, if you love cycling, if you're a swimmer, whatever it is that your passion is or your hobby is, really pay attention if you have a dream about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even though I don't have a passion for it anymore in the physical, hey, something in my spiritual realm still loves the game of basketball. That was my first love. If you're a stand-up comic, right? And in the dream realm, you're seeing yourself having the hecklers are getting at you. They're throwing tomatoes at you. That's your sign to really get into your psyche and say, what's wrong with me? This is my passion. Why is my mind creating such a negative association with something that I love so much? You see what I'm saying? It's because some of y'all need to remember how much your emotions play a role in your dream world and even your waking life. Back before I truly hit this spiritual leg that I'm on, before my spiritual journey really got kickstarted, one of the things that I noticed is I became very, what's the word I was looking for? Concerned, for lack of a better word. I became very concerned of people's judgments. One of the things that I found was I was like, wait a minute, when I started to heal and I started to ask myself, why do I care? You know, one of the things that I noticed is like when I was really just loving the game of ball and everything was just moving naturally to me. You know, I wasn't thinking about my movements anymore. I wasn't worried about how people thought about me because I was always a beast on the court. You know, when I started to really like have all this negative self-talk, when I became hyper aware of what people thought about me, that's what threw my game off in my waking reality when I was playing ball in quote, real life. You know, it got to the point that I was just blowing wide open layups. It got to the point that my depression, my anxiety, all that type of stuff was affecting me so much that like my best thing was that I was a three-point shooter. I was always a three-point shooter, but I was just airballing shots. So I'm airballing shots. I'm making terrible judgments on defense. I'm blowing wide open layups. Wait, I'm not this trash. Ball is life. How am I getting worse at this? Because my mental state is off. And anyone that plays sports, anyone that does performances, and anyone that even is trying to work on things on their own, you know when you're on and you know where you're off. You know when you feel like writing and you can write pages and pages and pages. But there are some days you have writer's block because you have so much stuff on your mind that you can't even focus on the letters that you're trying to put down on paper. It's the same thing. So all I want to say with this video is pay attention to your dreams, and especially if they have something to do with something that you're passionate about. Because when you pay attention to it in that route, it's like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm playing like ass right now. Let me figure out what's going on here. Once you start to ask yourself those questions, you know, ask and ye shall receive. Ask the questions and eventually you can get the answers. But once again, in the dream realm, it gives you hints. It shows you something. Everything that happens in the dream world, whether you believe it's the astral plane, whether you believe it's your subconscious, the higher dimensions, whatever, it's giving you a message. And you have to remember that, especially up there in the dream worlds and the higher dimensions, thought is key. Thought is power. So if your thoughts are creating a negative image, wait, what's going on in your mind that's making this image be created right in front of you at this point in time? What message does this hold? Ask yourself this question and eventually you're going to get some answers. I hope this made sense. Till the next one. Peace.